Hey, Ag Teacher Christmas here, coming at you with another video. We are up and running for the year. If you'd like to come see our Christmas display, and you are in Lewiston or Clarkston, so Lewiston, Idaho, or Clarkston, Washington, or maybe even Asotin, Washington, and see our display, we have it running from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And with that, it is broadcast on a very low power FM broadcast, so you can hear it in your car with the windows rolled up. We have, I believe, 7 songs in rotation. The song playing right now, if you can see the pink object right in almost the dead center. Oh, there you go. There is one of our hippos. So we have several hippos here, and this is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. So that's the song that's currently playing. I would love to play you the audio for these, but unfortunately due to YouTube copyright laws, I cannot. But hey, that just gives you an opportunity to come down and see it in person. So again, channel 90.1 FM, very low power. Basically, if you can't see the display, you can't hear the radio. And this is just one of several songs. This is one where the hippos only light up for this song. So you have to stay through the entire cycle of songs if you miss the hippopotamus to catch it next time. This is a little bit of a smaller display for us this year. We do typically do a much larger display, but unfortunately due to power needs, we don't have enough electricity to run what we used to do at our old home. This one, was probably around 20 or 25,000 lights. At our old home, we did between 60 and 75,000. Other odd notes, well, you can kind of see from how we've got individual things here. There are a lot of extension cords here that are running to each item that lights up into the display. At our old home, we did use 2.5 miles of extension cords, so I do hope that sometime in the near future we'll get a chance to upgrade our electrical system here and then bring that higher density. To the right of the screen, you see our maple tree adorned with some snowflake patterns and really big bulbs. Though the goal ultimately would be to wire up that entire tree with multiple sequences and multiple lights, but that is definitely down the road because that's going to require a boom lift. Off to the far left, that's my daughter's pink tree. So it has white lights on the base, pink on the top. We have our candy cane matrix on the deck. We're wrapping up I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, and this is starting, I believe this is I Want Candy. It's a song I'm still working on. There's a few more things that I do want to edit for it, but this one really was fun to play with the jumbo Christmas lights, the ones that I show the retrofit from Home Depot. And yes, they are pretty bright. They've only got 40-watt LED light bulbs in them, so they're pretty bright for that. You will notice that a lot of these songs, I try to get a lot of movement in the display, have things moving back and forth. Right now, the angel fence is what's keeping the beat, along with the front step candy canes. And then the other items pop on to give more emphasis in some of the parts of the show. So yeah, I think I Want Candy is sung by Little Bow Wow, if I remember right. But yeah, one of my favorite ones, and this is a holdover from my old display at our old house. It would have been pre-COVID, probably back before I began teaching. So 2016, I want to say, is when I originally sequenced this. There's a lot of elements that I had at the old house that are not here, that are missing from this. But as you get the idea, this one is really kind of focused around the candy canes. And back in 2016, I had a mega cane for the driver of my show, and it was a 25-foot tall candy cane. The shaft of the candy cane was 3 foot wide, was 18 inches deep, and when you got all the way up to the crook of the candy cane At 25 feet, it was 9 feet wide. So if I were to have that candy cane here, it would actually be taller than the peak of my house. Ultimate desire is to rebuild that candy cane and put that back up here. But right now, just things didn't go our way for that, unfortunately. But yeah, this is I Want Candy by Little Bow Wow, one of the older sequences that I have that I'm still running. So this is wrapping up, I believe, right near the end of the song. And, oh, there we go. There's an all on. That's a good one. I think this might be Ice Queen, possibly. I can't remember. Or, well, it's not Wizards in Winter because I don't have that sequence anymore. Unfortunately, a few years back, I had one of my programming computers crash, and I unfortunately didn't have everything backed up, and it took all of the sequences. It took about 1,000 hours worth of programming with it when it died. One of them was Wizards in Winter, so I still haven't sat down to redo that. One of the other things about Christmas lights when you do a display like this is you do come back when you have a chance, if you're around in the daylight, to replace some of the lights that have burned out. I can see some of my really big bulbs are no longer lit, so I've got to get those replaced. I probably won't be able to do that till Saturday. And then one of my wise men, half of him is out, and again, I'm not available to work on them until the weekends. So because I've got to have a good chunk of a day to get in there and dissect a frame like that to pull it apart. Because it's all on Christmas light clips. Have to undo those. So this song is going to be wrapping up shortly. Many of the songs end in all on, where you turn all the lights on right before the end. There's usually a few seconds gap in between each sequence of songs, and that's with the computer spooling up the next lighting program. So it's usually somewhere between 2 to 5 seconds in between songs. There's not really a way to avoid that. There are some things that I could do, but I generally don't do that. So this song has just ended. Oh, this is Ice Queen. This is Ice Queen. Yeah. Yep. I can tell by the sequencing. So I'll get a chance, hopefully this weekend, to sit down with the programming computer and kind of show you how the sequencing goes and how things look. Watch for a car. Hold on. But with the sequencing computer, you can see the effects that we're using. So there's chases, there's twinkles, fades, and shimmers. Those are the effects that we can do with the lights. So a twinkle is where you have multiple lights and you can give them a random twinkling pattern, so they're randomly turning on and off. A shimmer makes the lights pulse. A fade, you could either fade it up or fade it down. So those are some of the options that we do. You'll notice the mega tree, so the large wedge-shaped tree in the center of the shot there. I wanted to try to center it up between the lights of my living room, my windows of my living room, but unfortunately the lights shine through the windows, and after 2 days of running, it was driving me nuts, so I had to shut the blinds behind it, just because it gets to be a bit much. So yeah, those of you wondering, do Christmas lights bother you when they're flashing every once or after a while? And the answer is yes. They do eventually become annoying. There is a chance for us to have snow this upcoming weekend. So if we do that, definitely that'll be a perfect time to come out and take pictures or videos of the lights, because the snow makes the lights reflect much better. And especially if you get a layer of snow, if it doesn't short out the lights, having them underneath is really neat. I don't remember this song's programming. I think it's a Carol of the Bells. It's a different type of Carol of the Bells. I might. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to step away so I can hear this real quick. I know what it is now. With Mary and Joseph lighting up, that reminded me what the sequence was, and I had to verify it with the radio. This is Marry Me, or Marry You, by Bruno Mars. This is one that's I've had requested in the past for people to put into the show. If you know the way the song goes, this is actually kind of a proposal song. It's a gentleman trying to convince his girl to marry him, do something crazy and marry him. And I kind of thought this was a fun show, or a fun song to put in the show, because if you know the story of the Christmas Story, you know that when Mary found out that she was pregnant and let Joseph know, Joseph was thinking about kind of doing away with her. So this is kind of a way to kind of highlight the relationship between Mary and Joseph, because that was kind of a crazy deal. So, but it's also a fun one. And at our last house, we ran our show for better part of a decade, and we had people that it was their holiday tradition to come see our lights and come out in front of our show. For a display night for me, if I was at my old house, I definitely wouldn't be recording right now because there would be cars all lined up in front of us. The great thing about the LC Valley here is there are a lot of animated shows to go see. I know of at least 6 or 7 that are here. But at our old house, I was pretty much the only game in town, so a town of about 30,000, and I was the only major animated show. So on busy nights, on weekends, we would have between 10 and 15 cars on sides of the street, packed up in the cul-de-sac, waiting to get in, just to get in for a chance to see the show. So it's been a hard adjustment to have a show where at least early in the season, it's uncommon to look out and see somebody actually watching. But as is tradition, we run our lights from about the first week of December all the way through past Christmas, and we take them down. I generally take them down, depending on weather, either a day or two after Christmas, or definitely by New Year's. I want to get those all in the box before I'm off of Christmas vacation. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this so that I'm ready for one of the upcoming ones where I'll let you hear the audio. It's a short that I'm able to put on YouTube, but we will do that one. Oh, this is the Christmas Story. So we've got the shepherds in the fields. Then we're going to eventually have baby Jesus. We've got the angels. This is the Charlie Brown Christmas. Meaning of Christmas by, I think Linus is telling it to Charlie Brown. I don't know, my memory of that is pretty faded. So anyway, we'll go ahead and end it here so that we're ready for one of my other ones to come up. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying. I hope you're watching this. If I find a way to put the audio with these, I will do so. But until then, this is going to have to suffice. Anyway, hope you're learning something. Ag Teacher Christmas out.